Good morning on this bright and breezy morning. I'm just hoping that the phone where I've got it propped up at the moment doesn't blow over, so if it does I might have to cut transmission or I'll just do another video. Everybody's still in bed, so it's still quite early. I'm just hoping Aaron's teacher doesn't phone up, or his VT teacher finds him in bed not doing his homework. But he doesn't seem to be getting a lot of work through, or he just does it really quickly and have lots of downtime, which is good. Had a bit more sad news. Sam isn't wanting to be required at his work, so now there's 5 of us that don't have work to go to. So Andy's holding the fort up at our end. So sad news really. But on a positive note, we can spend more time in the Word and spend time with God and meditate, reflect and build ourselves up and use these times for encouragement. And so that brings me to what we're going to be doing today. My pronunciations of these words, I don't know. Do forgive me if you're a Hebrew speaker. So today's word is Elohay, Selichot, I think, okay? And that is the God who is ready to forgive. So where do I get this from? Well, I get this from the passage in Nehemiah 9:17, and it says, "They refused to listen and failed to remember the miracles you performed among them." That's God who performed these miracles. "They became stiff-necked in their rebellion, anointed a leader, and in order to return their slavery. But you are a forgiving God, gracious and compassionate, slow to anger and abounding in love. Therefore you did not desert them." So it's just important that we need to realise that in everyday life there are things that we need, and it's also important to be able to turn to the right places to get that help. It could be, when you're out asking for directions. A few times I've been out and I've asked people, "Do you know where this is? I'm looking for this particular shop or a street," and they've turned around to me and said, "Sorry, I'm not from around here." So you've got to choose the right people. And also, even when you suck up to the knowledge that perhaps you are lost. I've heard Johnny preach quite a few times and relating to people who are so proud they don't want to ask directions, they can do it on their own. And again, that's not a good thing, because they'll end up not being able to get to where they need to get. And if we look at this passage here, this is talking in a spiritual sense, and because we all need to have someone who can help us, if you want to put it this way, in a way to eradicate our sin, and we can look to God. He's the only person, Jesus, that can eradicate that sin. So if we look in these other places, it's not going to help us in the slightest. And if we look back when this was written, it was talking about the Israelites. And again, I've also mentioned these Israelites were a rebellious lot. They messed up numerous times, and their track record was like a long list of things that they did. But it's always to remember that they always, when they return back and they ask God for forgiveness, God extended that grace to them, and he turned things around. And like what it says here, this Elohay, Selichot, that's, I presume, how it's pronounced in Hebrew. It means he pardons. So that is good news, isn't it? So that we have a God that pardons. He doesn't treat us how we deserve to be treated as sinners, and he extends that grace to us. And if you want to know more about that, Psalm 103 verse 10 just expands on that. And so I hope that's been some encouragement. No matter what we do, no matter how big we mess up, As long as we can turn back to God, he'll extend that hand and he will bring us out of that situation because he's a gracious God. Amen. Catch you later.